History remembers the heroes, the conquerors, the geniuses, the legends. But what if everything you think you know is only part of the story? Albert Einstein wrote a shocking list of rules for his own wife. Nikola Tesla claimed the love of his life wasn't a person, it was a pigeon. Marie Curie's notebooks are still so radioactive that they must be stored inside lead containers. Winston Churchill secretly considered attacking yesterday's ally, and one of history's most powerful dictators relied on dozens of powerful drugs while leading a world war. These aren't myths, they're real, documented secrets hidden behind the world's most famous names. Stay until the end, because some of the most unbelievable secrets in history are still waiting to be revealed. Adolf Hitler is remembered as one of history's most destructive dictators. Yet behind the carefully controlled public image was a man whose daily life depended on an astonishing cocktail of powerful drugs. Medical records reveal a side of Hitler that remained hidden for decades. And surprisingly, his secret is only the beginning. The next figures changed science itself, while hiding secrets that the world wouldn't discover until centuries later. Sigmund Freud is remembered as the father of psychoanalysis. But long before the dangers were understood, he openly promoted cocaine as a medical treatment. Just one slide later, Johannes Kepler would risk everything to save his own mother from being executed for witchcraft. And if you think inventors lived quiet lives, wait until you discover what Thomas Edison secretly did to stay ahead of his biggest rivals. Werner Heisenberg remains one of history's greatest scientific mysteries. To this day, historians still debate whether he deliberately slowed Hitler's atomic bomb project or simply failed to build it. Benjamin Franklin hid a family secret in plain sight, while Ada Lovelace, often called the world's first computer programmer, risked a fortune trying to beat horse racing with mathematics. And coming up next, one king would change the course of an entire nation simply because he wanted to end his marriage. Louis XIV ruled France for more than 70 years and became known as the Sun King. But even he kept a relationship so secret that historians still debate it today. Peter the Great disguised himself as an ordinary shipyard worker to learn from common laborers. Catherine the Great seized the throne by overthrowing her own husband. And believe it or not, the next emperor was so obsessed with living forever that he willingly drank mercury, a decision that most likely killed him. Julius Caesar wasn't just one of Rome's greatest generals. He was so fearless that when pirates kidnapped him, he laughed at them, told them they had demanded too little ransom. And after gaining his freedom, he came back to hunt every one of them down. Genghis Khan went on to build the largest contiguous empire in history, changing the fate of entire continents. Yet even the most powerful rulers carried secrets that history almost forgot. And coming up next, you'll meet monarchs whose private lives were just as extraordinary as their reigns. Ludwig van Beethoven gave the world some of its greatest music. But behind his genius, he fought a relentless legal battle to take custody of his own nephew, believing only he could shape the boy's future. Vincent van Gogh left hidden paintings beneath his masterpieces that would only be discovered more than a century later. And Pablo Picasso, one of the greatest artists of all time, was once questioned by police after the Mona Lisa disappeared. The stories you're about to see prove that even the world's greatest artists lived lives filled with astonishing secrets. Millions know Frida Kahlo for her paintings, But few people realize she deliberately changed her own birth year to rewrite her personal history. Sometimes, the greatest work of art was the image she created of herself. Edgar Allan Poe spent his life writing mysteries. In the end, he became one, found wearing another man's clothes, delirious and dying. His final hours remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Joseph Stalin trusted almost no one. He secretly kept personal files on his closest allies, collecting information that could be used against them at any moment. Under Stalin, even loyalty could become a death sentence. To the world, John F. Kennedy looked young, strong, and unstoppable. Behind closed doors, he was secretly fighting serious illness and chronic pain, a reality hidden from the public throughout his presidency. Few names in history are surrounded by more myths than Grigory Rasputin. The man many believed simply couldn't be killed survived multiple violent attacks, turning his death into one of history's most enduring legends. Long before Dracula became a legend, there was Vlad III. To strike fear into his enemies, contemporary accounts describe him calmly dining among impaled prisoners. A brutal image that inspired one of history's darkest myths. Joan of Arc died as a condemned heretic. 25 years later, the Church overturned her conviction and declared her innocent, proving that even history can admit it was wrong.